Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Library, where Star Wars is in print, the Force is with the readers, and it's Princess Kneesa's birthday this time around. I'm your host, Nathan P. Butler. The issue we're looking at this time in our continuing coverage of the Marvel stuff is Star Comics' Marvel Comics' imprint, Ewoks number 2. It says there on the cover, "Run, Kneesa, before it's too late. Are the Ewoks ready for the Rights of Power?" And that's the title of this issue, at least the first part of it, Rights of Power. You can find this these days in the pages of Star Wars Omnibus, Droids, and Ewoks. And this is a story that has multiple parts again. We start with Rights of Power, and then you get a little ways along, and we get A Call to Arms, which is part 2. And then finally, Fight to the Finish. And this is a story that sort of has two angles on it. It is Princess Kneesa's birthday, but while on guard duty, Teebo and Wicket spot a bunch of space pirates, it would appear. They are Zorbian space pirates, though how Wicket knows that, I have no idea. We have Captain Crag in charge, the guy here in the blue. And basically they're after gemwood trees, because gemwood, an ounce of it, 1 ounce of it is worth more than anything in the universe. For real? I really hope he's exaggerating, because that seems just a little bit strange. Suffice to say, Teebo winds up getting briefly captured. Wicket winds up escaping. He runs back to tell everyone what's going on. And at the time, it's the middle of Kneesa's birthday. And yes, that little yellow Ewok there is supposed to be Latara. How is she yellow? No idea. Maybe there's a hair dye thing going on with the Ewoks, but she's definitely not yellow in the cartoon series. Suffice to say, it is her birthday, and she is given a baby Bordok. That's right, this is where Kneesa gets Baga, right, who appears in the cartoon series, which is kind of cool continuity right there. Dave Manak and Warren Krimmer are also doing this issue, so same team as the last one, but not someone that we have seen do anything with the television series yet, because remember, television series does not appear again until September. It won't premiere until September of 85, and this is March of 85. It's a bi-monthly schedule, so the last issue was January, this is March. Now at this point, she is given a gemwood scepter, which is kind of neat, but the Ewok Council of Elders are not happy with Chief Chirpa's comments that he wants her to rule when his time passes. Because up to this point, the Ewok leaders have been men, and they need to be men. So, of course, they're going to have to prove that women are just as strong. So, Wicket warns them. He's been injured at this point. The men go out to try to save the day, but as Teebo says there, it's a trap! And they wind up getting caught. So by the time that the space pirates wind up getting to the Ewok village, Kneesa is leading those who are left behind, but they set up all kinds of Ewok-style traps. They're dumping water on the pirates. Eventually, Crag winds up being covered in honey, until eventually the pirates basically give up and flee at this point. At least you assume they do. Either that or they're maybe captured, or maybe, like what we saw in Return of the Jedi, maybe they just, eat them or something here, because we never really see what happens with them. They say the space pirates are on their way home. We don't actually see it. We just have Chief Chirpa's word to take for it. Wouldn't it be kind of more interesting the Ewoks were cannibalistic and they just ate the pirates? I'm just saying. Suffice to say, by leading that defense amongst the women and children, Kneesa proves herself to the elders that she is just as good as any man to lead. And one of the elders says, "We elders wish to apologize for doubting your wisdom, Chief Chirpa, and we feel that Princess Kneesa not only will be, but already is a strong leader of our people. Your staff, Princess," and gives her back her gemwood staff. And we end with just the goofy moment of, "Haha, we're just dying for a piece of your birthday cake," says Wicket. "Gee, that's right, it's my birthday," Kneesa says, as if she's actually forgotten. It's another quick goofy one, but this does introduce here some threats that are not Endor native. This has these space pirates coming in here with Captain Crag, and it does introduce this idea that other forces have been on the planet, or the forest moon of Endor before. They refer to it like it's a planet here, or their world here, when it's a moon, of course. But that is at least in keeping with some of the things we see later. I'm not entirely sure what's up with the clothing here. I'm not sure if you want to be a pirate basically wearing underwear, more or less. It's kind of like a wife beater. That's not even a wife beater. It's like he's basically taken a blanket and laid it over his head with a hole in it, and there's just like the flat part in the front, the flat part in the back, and then maybe some underwear underneath. Not sure why a pirate leader who wants to be respected would be wearing that. I don't know. Does that show Lex still on TV anywhere? Anyway, suffice to say, this is an odd issue, but at least it brings us Baga and a chance for the Ewok elders to see Kneesaa in a better light. So this issue, Rights of Power, is it an essential read? I would say that for modern readers, no it is not. For people who are watching the cartoon series of Ewoks, possibly. It does give us a chance to see why Kneesaa would be respected in a sort of a male-dominated culture to a degree. And we do see how she gets Baga. It's not essential to understand that, but it ties in more than most of these other issues do somewhat. As a Marvel reader, no, it would not be essential. So I would say not essential for anybody, but maybe the Ewok reader. With that, we'll wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the readers.